Hello. Welcome back to my channel. This is the 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 6 and 7 review. I forgot to post the video last week. Just had a bunch of kids' appointments, and my son turned 2 last Sunday, so we had his party, and then he had his appointment, and then my daughter had her ENT appointment, then we had to go again. It's been a crazy week. Um, so obviously, spoiler alert, if you have not actually seen episode 7 that came on last night, yesterday. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch it, obviously. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I hope you guys are having a good day, and let's do this. So if I remember anything from last episode, first off was Ryan and Stephanie. Stephanie had planned to go to Belize once they opened the borders. But of course, their film is all during the coronavirus, so it's a lot more difficult, than usual. But they were closed and had been pushed back for a few extra weeks. And she's trying to get a hold of Ryan, and he's not answering. She apparently tried to call him like all day. And then he finally called her, and they got into a fight, and basically he said that she was crazy and that he was not in a rush to go to the United States, and she needed to think about if she wanted this, and a bunch of trust issues. And they said in the preview for the next episode showed her ending up in Belize. But she basically said, if you've changed and we're going to go through your phone, that way I know you're not lying. And I know that people would disagree with stuff like that because, your phone is your phone. But I think when you're in a relationship, it shouldn't, handing over your phone shouldn't be an issue. I mean, literally, there are times that I have to use my boyfriend's phone because we're streaming something on my phone, and if I pause it or go to a different website, it will literally just completely mess up the movie that we've got going on, and it's a pain. So sometimes I have to use his phone. I don't go through his phone, but if you got an issue handing phones over, then I don't know. I'm just one of those types of people that it shouldn't be an issue. So I don't know. I don't know if they really find anything on his phone, but I guess we're gonna find out when next Sunday. So I guess So we didn't. All right. So now we'll do Brandon and Julia because they were not in last. They were not in last week's episode, but they were in this week's episode. Here. So from watching Julia on the farm, everyone on Facebook that follows the 90 Fiance page basically said the same thing I did, that his parents aren't paying her to watch the farm. They were expecting her to basically get up and just get at it. So when we see Brandon and Julia again in this episode, yesterday's episode, they his parents are upset that they're not doing anything. But before we get to that, they went away for a day, or I think a night or something, and basically they got naked and had fun in the hot tub. But for some odd reason, apparently it's obvious when you've had sex in a hot tub. I didn't know that. I've never had sex in a hot tub, not to divulge like too much information, but his parents are a little bit overwhelming. I almost feel bad for Brandon. Apparently, their hot tub is used for therapy. I love hot tubs. Every time that we go on vacation, I'm always like, is there a hot tub? Because I want to sit. I want to sit as long as I can in the hot tub, get up, go swim, and then get back in. I love hot tubs. I do. So I didn't know that you could tell when people have had sex in hot tubs, or that the water gets all murky and cloudy and you have to drain it. And not that couldn't have been said. And I don't know who uses a hot tub for therapy. That's just weird. So I don't know. That's just weird. But either way, I don't really like his parents. I feel like they're too controlling, and they're trying to basically tell Brandon and Julia that how they're living life is wrong. And I understand that everybody feels differently. And if you've seen any of my other videos concerning the 90 fiance, Brandon and Julia stuff, I mean, I think that since they're engaged, there shouldn't be a reason that they can't have alone time together. You know, it's just weird, but whatever. I'm just different. I'm not saying that I need to, hear you having sex, or that, if you actually do have responsibilities, then please go do it. But also, not to, I don't know, bash on Brandon, but he kind of needs to grow up. What do you mean you need someone to tell you what to do? You're like 27, 28 years old. You're working, that you're trying to save for an apartment, a house, what you're striving for. Why don't you just tell your parents you're not going to inherit the farm? You don't want to take care of the animals. You're going to get your own place. You're going to get Julia's going to get a job when she can. And that's going to be it. They're going to be working towards a future for themselves that doesn't involve the farm. And I don't think that his parents are ready to accept that. And nor is Brandon really ready to say it. I actually I was on Facebook yesterday, well, like I always am, but I was on Facebook yesterday, and somebody had commented that Brandon's mom Betty should be on the I Love a Mama's Boy series. I could not deal with Betty. Oh God. If you've never seen my I Love a Mama Boys review videos, they're on my channel, so you should definitely watch them. I'm telling you, I could not deal with Lila and Betty. I think there's only one mom that I really could have dealt with, and that was maybe Liz. I think Liz was the most kind of semi-normal mom, kind of. She's the only one that I could deal with. I couldn't deal with Betty. No. Mm-mm. So, of course, they get mad that Julia, of course, afterwards, after they basically have said, hey, you can't use this hot tub, and, oh, Brandon's taking forever to get down. He's giving Julia tea. They basically say, Brandon basically says that it is Julia's fault that he doesn't get anything done. And she, of course, when you're not used to waking up, say you get up at 6, you get a shower, you get dressed, and you got to feed the animals by 7. If you're not used to being up, say 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, it's going to take you a minute to get there. And I mean, I think that now, I was not really a morning person, but I wasn't up at 11. I think the earliest I would be up maybe was 8 o'clock. But then I had kids. And then I'm up at 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5, before the kids even get up. And I'm like good to go. Do I get tired, say by 7? Yes. But I have my kids all day, so it's kind of, whatever. So I think that they're kind of trying to be a little bit too aggravated at a situation that kind of is, she's trying. But of course I saw in the next preview that Julia is saying that she wants to go home. So I don't know, either Brandon needs to go up or Julia just needs to go back home and find somebody who can actually, that she can actually spend alone time with. You have 90 days to get married. It's about you working. It's about you working towards your future. And it's also finding out if you and this person that you are engaged to, if you're going to make it. I mean, his parents are like, oh, he doesn't need to be spending time with Julia at night, in the morning. Well, when is he supposed to spend time with her? He works from like 8 to 5. All right, so moving on. Rebecca and Ziad. So, in last Sunday's episode, Ziad landed, and his first half day, I guess, was spent with Rebecca's daughter Tiffany and her fiance Micah. They took him out to a restaurant, and they ate, and they kind of like gave him the third degree, saying, don't hurt her. And, we're just worried because Rebecca had done this before with her ex, who was Moroccan. And it was a lot for him to really deal with. And then, of course, in this episode, it's his first full day. Rebecca had to go to work, and he calls his mom, and he's just obviously telling her what was going on, and he wants to go back after the summer. And Rebecca said that it could be up to a year before he can leave. I think that you have to have your passport and um an updated passport. I don't really know what all. Apparently, you have to have a bunch of other documents before you can leave the country again after becoming a U.S. citizen, and that's if he gets this, the green card, and becomes a U.S. citizen and all that stuff. It's apparently it's a big level of commitment, and it's I I don't really know if Rebecca and Ziad are gonna make it, but I will say this: that her bringing home the sword art, Asuna and oh god, what was his name, Kirito or something like that. I've seen like two seasons. I haven't seen the other season yet because everyone's been having mixed reviews. So I've only watched like the first two seasons, I think, but I can't remember his name. I just thought that was the funniest thing, and it's the cutest thing. And she calls them, they're them, Rebecca and Zia, and it's cute. So do I hope that they make it? Yes, because I would really hate to waste the money again, for it not to work out. But only we're just really getting started, so I guess we're gonna find out. All right, so now we're gonna jump over to Tariq and Hazel. Last week's episode, she met his daughter Ari, and of course she went through his phone, but we don't know that until well, obviously this episode. Hazel met Tariq's friends, and she's upset. She's missing her son, but everything's fine with them. Kinda up until this episode, where she says that she went through his phone and saw that he was still messaging Minty, and apparently he's into Thai girls, and so that's kind of gonna be one of those. So if no one has actually seen the season 8 yet, Hazel is bisexual, and she wants to have a girlfriend while she's in a relationship with Tariq, or while they're married. And so that's where Minty came in. They had a relationship, but then she felt left out because they were speaking Thai in front of her, and she couldn't understand them. So basically, she said that no, they were done. So she's worried again that if they did end up with another Thai woman, that it would be the same. But of course, Tariq said it's not going to happen again. This is different. It's a whole new light. But then he made the comment afterwards, while they were waking up the next morning, that their sex life is hit and miss. His daughter sleeps in his room, I think. Doesn't have her own room. She's 7, and basically there's no privacy. And don't get me wrong, I have 2 kids. You have no privacy. They literally follow you everywhere. You can't even put up a towel without somebody being right at your leg. So I completely understand. Although when Hazel mentions Ari having her own bedroom, Tariq kind of is like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. She's 7. She should have already been sleeping in her own room. And of course, when he asks, Ari, if she wants to sleep in the room, she says no. And of course she's going to say no. She's never slept anywhere else, but literally probably at the foot of his bed. So I am a little bit kind of like WTF on Tariq right now, because come on, dude. She's 7. She should definitely be in her own room. She should have been in her own room. Like, God, my kids were sleeping in there. Okay, I say they were sleeping in their own room, but my daughter still has tiny bit issues, but she's 3. We're getting there. She's slowly starting to sleep in her room again, but she sleeps in her room, and then she gets up, and then she comes to sleep in the bed about like 3 o'clock in the morning when my boyfriend has gone to work, and it's just us, and We're getting there. But they have been sleeping in their rooms since, I mean, they were like 6 months. So it's just weird that you wouldn't want your kids to have your own room, and you wouldn't want the space, and you don't want to have sex or anyways. So, whatever on them. I don't really know much about them. So, like I said, the episodes will tell. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, real quick, Jovi and Yara before we get to Mike and Natalie. So Jovi and Yara, obviously he's been at work. He had to go back to work in the last episode. He'll be gone for a month, but he actually comes home in the next episode. So he has been gone for almost a month, and he comes back, and she's been feeling rather sick, and she thinks that she's pregnant. We don't know if she's pregnant. She's not ready to be pregnant. She could just be depressed and homesick. It's probably a lot to handle. You're there somewhere for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden you're by yourself. You have no friends. Nobody really knows you. But of course, Jovi's mom is pushing her to have this get together, which I think we all saw in like the preview for the whole season, that they do end up having a get together where I'm sure that Jovi says something stupid. But I guess also Jovi's friend, divulges in some Jovi, you sleep with strippers, like every stripper, a lot of people, but it's all in the past. So I don't know. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be interesting to see how it all gets handled. And of course, when he comes back, he's already drinking, which I'd probably be drinking too if I've been working for a month. So I don't know. I'm a little concerned that Jovi and Yara might not make it, because I don't think that he's ready to settle down. But we're all on episode 7, about to be on episode 8. So, all right. So, now we need to jump to Mike and Natalie. I don't think I'm missing anybody. I don't think I missed really anything important. So, all right, Mike and Natalie. I really wish that I could draw you the face that Mike made in last episodes, where they were having breakfast together, and he just had this face that said, "Are you kidding me?" She's trying to make him eat healthy, and I don't really think that he's playing it like she is. See, we're all trying to get healthy. Some of us are. I know I've lost, about 6-7 pounds. It's a lot of work. It is. It is eating healthy. It's exercising. But like I said, it won't kill you to have stir fry rice. Okay. So, but we're gonna get to that. So Natalie, as we've all seen, especially in season 7, all she does is complain. That is it. Complains. And I completely understand the adjustment. She is moved from a city to basically country. It's no one's around. It's literally just a house. There's a bunch of trees everywhere. Literally the setup to a horror movie. Killer breaks in. You're the first people to die. That's it. Nobody ever finds you for like a week, because nobody ever goes out there. So, it's interesting to kind of see her side, but it's also interesting to see that I don't think Mike's playing the game anymore. So, she has not gotten the ring back. He has basically said they're not in a place to have the ring back. And then in this episode, yesterday's episode, Natalie is looking for the ring. She can't find the ring. She tells Mike that he sold it. He makes a joke like, "Oh, I gotta pay the bill somehow," and then she starts talking about low class, and that's what she says to Mike, is that he's low class. He can't have stir fried rice because it's fried. Do y'all know that Chinese food is actually a little healthy for y'all? I mean, do anybody, stir fried rice really isn't anything bad. It just gives the rice flavor. I personally don't like steamed rice. It has to have some kind of flavor. Like, have y'all ever been to like hibachi places? You know, stir fried rice. I cannot stand steamed rice. It has no taste and it tastes gross, and but that's just me. So her basically telling Mike that they couldn't have stir fry rice, that no pasta. I mean, just basically, you're not going to lose the weight. I want you to be healthy. You don't respect me. Low class, low class, low class. And then Mike he just loses it. He tells her that she's not any better than anyone else, and what makes her better than anyone else, because, honestly, like, what is this low class? What is low class to people? Low class to me are people who have no manners. People who have no manners and they feel entitled. That's low class to me. If you're doing everything you can to make it, and you're respectful, and you're not a jerk, to put it nicely, to people, I don't consider you low class. There are no classes to me. You're just either you're a nice person or you're not. And Natalie just says that she likes to pick on him. She likes to set his nerves, and they just don't respect each other. And then she says that he was a low class drunk man and that she was afraid of him. What the hell? I was sitting watching the episode and I was thinking, if I was Mike, let me rephrase. I'm not for hitting women or any men or anybody for that matter, but honestly, I would have slapped her in the face. I'm not playing. Mike has done nothing to be disrespectful. He had a beer. It's a beer. It's not like he's an alcoholic. He's not downing shots left and right. It's just, I don't understand Natalie. I don't understand why she thinks that he would want to marry her. And I hope she goes home soon. I really do. Because honestly, I've never liked Natalie. I didn't like Natalie in season 7. I don't like her now. So, I don't know. I can't wait for her to go home. And I hope that Mike finds someone else to spend his life with. Because honestly, Natalie she can shove it somewhere. So, I think okay. So last, I don't think that I missed anything. If I did, I do apologize. Having to rush to cram in, 2 episodes. So I'll make sure that I try to I'll try not to fall behind next time. So next week I'll have the video. And as always, if there's anything you guys want me to review, I've started Lucifer yesterday. Almost done with season 1. Started the 100, which I had watched the couple seasons, but I never finished it. Just a bunch of stuff that I'm trying to shove into the time, basically. So, I guess if you guys have anything else for me to watch and review, just send me a comment, or I guess just write it in the comments. I really would like for you to get in touch with me. So, anyways, I guess you guys have a good week, and I'll see y'all next time.